Hi, this is Andrea, and I'm going to be sharing a newspaper article with you which I found very interesting, and it's called Lady Gaga in South Africa will increase Satanism, and the article reads as follows. The South African Council of Churches Youth Forum said Lady Gaga performing in South Africa would lead to the growth of Satanism in the country. The Born This Way singer landed in the country on Tuesday and will perform in Johannesburg tomorrow and Cape Town on Monday. The Reverend Motlise Sonti, the secretary of the SACC Youth Forum, mentioned a poster of the controversial American artist bathed in blood. If that is not her, she should say who it is, he told the witness, adding that they were not going to try to prevent her from performing, but he then goes on to say that she says she does not expect children to have sex, but her actions speak otherwise. We will have children who want to be like her, says Sonti. You are the society that you represent. Look into your character, your behavior, and your actions. You can't be somebody you are not representing. What actions are you showing us? He asks. There have already been 2 protests in Cape Town and in Pretoria ahead of the arrival of the bizarre superstar. Lady Gaga was protested against in South Korea, where Christians there felt she promoted homosexuality and pornography, and in Indonesia, where conservatives said her sexy clothes and dance moves would corrupt young people. So if one look here at the common sense of what is actually happening, if one was to remove Lady Gaga completely from the picture, one would still be looking at a society that is acting out on hidden, suppressed sexual urges, desires, fears, wants. This is all existent already within the human being. All that these superstars are doing, and this is, first of all, from my perspective, the common sense that is being missed here, firstly, is that they are simply, through capitalism, they are marketing on what is already existent within the human being, because pornography, if this gentleman was to go and do his research properly, pornography is already a multi-billion-dollar industry. It does not need Lady Gaga jiggling her butt on stage to really actually make a difference to whether there are billions of people who are addicted to pornography. Here, and this is my second point, the church, who likes to make such statements like Lady Gaga is going to increase Satanism, they are making random statements as reactions because they want to remain in control of people. They want people, through fear, to go, oh no, I should probably not do this and this and this because the church says so, because this big force called Satan is going to somehow get into me and influence me if I watch Lady Gaga. But what is being missed here is that the church completely does not regard that the human is already the one who is responsible for and making the decisions to act in accordance to the things that we see around us. Violence, war, greed, pornography, addictions. All of these things that we are seeing in the news every single day and is compounding extensively. If you look at the mind possession that is happening, where people are becoming more abusive, more violent, more extensive within how one expresses these weird sexual urges and cravings, this has nothing to do with Satan. This is for all to see in the news every day. It is not a secret that this is what human beings are doing and allowing and compounding through addiction to energy. So the church, first of all, is stuck in the past. I mean, the church is still stuck in the dark ages where they make random fear statements to people, understanding that the human, equal to the church, has never bothered to look further into why we do what we do, other than simply looking for the shortcut solution. Oh, Satan made me do it. Oh, I watch pornography because, well, it's just one of my urges. I don't have to take responsibility for it because I just can't help it. I'm too weak. So the church plays on the fact that they don't have to do anything else because they can, it's worked for generations now where the church can just spew some random statement, trigger people's fear of this devil that apparently is so powerful that it can control people and make them do weird, silly stuff. And that's as far as the church's ability to direct any of this goes. The human has not bothered to take any form of self-responsibility since the beginning of time, and that is blatantly obvious. Again, that one can see for yourself if you look in the news and the things that are happening every single day. On Facebook, for example, we are through all the Facebook groups such as the demonology group, the self-forgiveness group, the capitalism versus equal money group. All of those groups, every day we share many news articles that highlight exactly what the human is busy doing. Therefore, we can see and understand for ourselves that the church has come no further than Dark Ages and still makes such statements, and it works, which means that us, as the people who are reacting and responding to this, those that are still belonging to religions, are in a position to stop what is happening. But that is not going to happen by banishing Lady Gaga, because Lady Gaga didn't make you, in the first place, the people that have for the last 40-50 years been the cause of the increase of pornography. She didn't whisper in that person's ear because she didn't exist then. She's simply marketing herself within that realm of addiction that already exists within the human. The same for all of them. Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, all your rappers that play on the whole human aggression thing. Yes, they might be fueling it from a certain perspective where children look at it and go, I want to be cool like her, so I'm going to change my behavior, my way of thinking, my way of talking to people to be more like that superstar. But it is not changing the mechanics that exist within and as the human. That is very obvious if one observes how humanity is behaving. So the second point is, here he speaks about representing what actions are you showing us, and that you can't be somebody you are not representing. But what are the politicians doing in South Africa, all over the world, but especially let's look at the new black elite of South Africa. What are they representing to the youth? I mean, we all know, especially if you follow the news and what is happening in South Africa, especially those who live in South Africa, are very well aware of the high levels of fraud within the South African government, where it is about using the taxpayers' money to fuel the habits of the riches of the new elite. Therefore, it has not changed from when the white elite were in power and they used that form of control, power, and manipulation of God created us superior over black people to manipulate the masses to work for them, so that the white can become rich and powerful, enjoy comfortable, nice lives. Now it has simply shifted the NeoApartheid, where it is now the black elite who have realized, wow, the masses can work for us. Black, white, Indian, we don't care what it is. The point is, it's never been personal. When it was the whites, black, it doesn't matter who is in power, which political party is in power. It is not personal. It might appear to be personal as a political party is presenting their case and saying, I now want to represent the people of my race who have been bullied and manipulated for how long now. But that is simply a tactic to get those masses, the angry, confused, scared people who have been the bully, bullied ones, the victims, to get them to vote for you, to get them to diligently continue for the next 100 years, working every day in the corporations, making the money for the elite. And that is exactly what we have now. We have blinkers over people's eyes where people are so set on this idea of equality that they will support those who speak words of equality, but there's no equality that is being lived and being implemented. Otherwise, we would not see the small bracket at the top as the rich getting richer and the masses at the bottom, things getting more expensive for us, and people living in squalor and hardly being able to provide for themselves. So the leaders are showing through their lifestyles that they are utilizing the money that they make from taking taxpayers' money, and from the latest fraud that we are seeing where businesses, opportunities, tenors are being given to the family members and friends of the politicians, where they are not really qualified to do the jobs. They are only there to get the large sum of money, and then they either bugger off or they then buy substandard, low quality tools and building materials to get the projects done. And they underpay their staff and so forth. So this is now the cycle of fraud that we are seeing in South Africa. This is the example that is being set for the youngsters of go out there, get the money by whatever means possible, and make sure that you enjoy the sex, drugs, the rock and roll. It doesn't matter who you trample in the process, and that's the message that is already being set. And then on the side you have the church, which are connected to the elite because they are obviously in a comfortable position as long as they are connected to the power points within the world, the governments, the elites, the corporations. As long as they are connected and plugged into that, where they are the policeman voice in the head, so that the elite can do whatever they want to, because there's the religious leaders over here going, you are a good person, do your work, wake up in the morning, go and provide for your family, and if you do something wrong, Satan made you do it. And we will make big hooplas about Lady Gaga and this one and that one, who are but a fraction of the problem. Nobody wants to look at the human, because if we were to make the public self-aware and self-responsible, obviously things are going to change, and there's going to be no more elite people in power, because people are going to start realizing that that is not the way we want to live. So that's my perspective on that. Thank you very much.